The USA and Canada are two neighboring countries in the North American continent. In this video, we are going to compare these two nations. Let's compare their geography first. As you can see, both countries are gigantic in size. Canada is easily the second largest country in the world, only behind the world's biggest country, Russia. Canada's total land area is just over 9.9 million square kilometers. USA is not far behind, with total land area over 9.834 million square kilometers. The USA stands at number 3 among the biggest countries in the world. If you compare coastlines of these two countries, we can see that Canada is way ahead of the United States. In fact, Canada has the longest coastline in the world out of any country. The United States shares its coastline with the Atlantic Ocean on the east, the Pacific Ocean on the west, the Arctic Ocean to the north of Alaska, and the Gulf of Mexico towards the southwest. Canada's coastline fronts on the Pacific Ocean to the west, the Atlantic Ocean to the east, and the Arctic Ocean to the north. Here is a fun fact for you. Canada, along with Russia, are the only two countries in the world that border 3 oceans. Canada and USA are neighbors, as you know, and they share the longest international border in the world. This land border has 2 sections, Canada's border with the contiguous USA to its south and with the US state of Alaska to its west. The border between the two countries is 8,891 kilometers long. There are more than 100 legal land border crossings between the United States and Canada. 13 US states that share a border with Canada are Alaska, Michigan, Maine, Minnesota, Montana, New York, Washington, North Dakota, Ohio, Vermont, New Hampshire, Idaho, and Pennsylvania. Other than Canada, USA also shares a land border with Mexico, and it is 3,111 kilometers in length. As USA is divided into states and territories, Canada is also allocated into provinces and territories. Canada has 10 provinces and 3 territories that are subnational administrative divisions under the jurisdiction of the Canadian Constitution. Ontario, with over 15 million population, is the most populated province of the country, where close to half of the population of Canada living within the province. The province of Prince Edward Island, with a 1,500,000 population, is the least populated province in the country. On the other hand, the United States is divided into 50 states, 8 union territories, and a district. The smallest state is Rhode Island, with an area of 3,144 square kilometers. In contrast, Alaska is the largest state in the United States by area at over 1.7 million square kilometers. California, with a 39 million population, is the most populated state in the country, and Wyoming has the smallest population with over 580,000. Going into capital cities in these two countries, Washington DC is the capital of the United States, while Ottawa is the capital of Canada. Like many countries, the location of Canada's capital has changed several times in history. In 1857, the city of Ottawa was chosen by Queen Victoria as the country's capital out of several competing cities. The Queen's choice of the relatively small and newly incorporated city of Ottawa surprised many at the time. The United States and Canada have mountain ranges along their eastern and western portions, with lowlands in the middle. Denali, with a summit elevation of 6,190 meters above sea level, is the tallest mountain in the US as well as North American continent. Mount Logan, with a height of 5,959 meters, is the tallest mountain in Canada and the second tallest mountain in North America. Now let's move the demographics of these nations. Even though Canada is larger than USA in terms of land area, USA has a population approximately 10 times larger than Canada. The US population stands at 333 million, while Canada's population is only 38 million. The US state of California is believed to have a similar population to the entire nation of Canada. Because Canada is so huge and has a low population, country's population density is quite low. The population density in Canada is 4 per square kilometer, while the United States population density is 37 per 1 square kilometer. The uninhabitable lands are what makes the population density so low in Canada. That's the end of today's video. What country do you like the most?